When people think about Greenland, they usually imagine ice. An enormous white island at the edge of the map. Cold, silent, distant. It feels like a place outside of history. But Greenland has never been outside history. It has simply been quiet. Long before Europeans drew lines on maps, Greenland was already home. Inuit ancestors crossed from North America thousands of years ago, learning how to live with the ice rather than against it. For them, Greenland was not an empty wasteland. It was a place of rhythm, survival, and balance with nature. Europe arrived much later. In the 10th century, Norse explorers sailed west from Iceland and Norway. One of them, Eric the Red, gave the island a hopeful name, Greenland. His settlements were small and fragile, clinging to the edge of survival. When the climate cooled and trade declined, the Norse world in Greenland slowly disappeared. But politically, the island remained tied to Norway. That connection would shape everything. Centuries later, Denmark and Norway became one kingdom under a single crown. Greenland, once linked to Norway, was absorbed into this union almost by accident. There was no invasion, no dramatic conquest. Greenland was inherited, not taken. Then came the turning point. After the Napoleonic Wars in 1814, Denmark lost Norway but kept Greenland. From that moment on, Greenland became a Danish possession, governed from across the ocean, thousands of kilometers away. For generations, decisions about Greenland were made in Copenhagen, not in Greenland itself. The 20th century slowly changed this arrangement. As colonial systems around the world began to collapse, Greenlanders started to demand a stronger voice over their own land. Step by step, autonomy grew. By 2009, Greenland achieved self-government, gaining control over most internal affairs and its natural resources. Denmark remained responsible for defense and foreign policy, but Greenland was no longer just a colony. It became something in between, neither fully independent nor fully controlled. And then the world changed again. During World War II, the United States arrived in Greenland for strategic reasons. The island's position, between North America and Europe, near the Arctic, made it impossible to ignore. What began as wartime necessity never fully ended. Today, the United States still operates a major military base in Greenland, quietly monitoring the skies and space above the polar region. As the Arctic ice melts, Greenland is no longer isolated. Shipping routes are opening. Resources once locked beneath ice are becoming accessible. Rare earth minerals, energy potential, and strategic positioning have turned Greenland into something far more valuable than it appears on a frozen map. This is why major powers are paying attention. China sees opportunity. Russia sees the Arctic as a future battlefield of influence. And the United States sees Greenland as essential to its own security. In 2019, the world laughed when an American president suggested buying Greenland. The idea sounded absurd, even offensive. But beneath the headlines, the message was serious. Greenland was no longer seen as just an island. It was seen as strategic territory. Could the United States ever take Greenland by force? No. That would mean attacking Denmark, a NATO ally, and shattering the global order the US itself helped build. Military conquest is not how modern power works. Influence is. If Greenland one day chooses full independence, it will face a difficult reality. A vast land with a small population needs protection, investment, and global partnerships. In that moment, power will not arrive with soldiers, but with money, infrastructure, and security guarantees. Greenland's future will not be decided by ice alone, it will be decided by geography, history, and quiet pressure from powerful nations. What once looked like the edge of the world may soon become one of its centers. And Greenland, silent for so long, is finally being watched.